Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my Woodturning live. Today, basically, I'm going to try and make this one quick, because basically I've just been having a root around in my little wood store, and I've just come across this beautiful piece of oak, and it's a bit of a funny shape. Basically, I've got a bit of a wave running through this piece, so it's very uneven as in shape. So basically, I'm going to see if I can turn this into something decorative rather more than practical. So but yeah, I'm going to give this a quick measure. It's 9.5 inches, so 24 centimeters, 9.5 inches by 2.25 inches. So it's not massive, it's not huge, it's not deep, but yeah, as I say, I thought I'd jump on now because literally I came on this morning, the beach, Spalted Beach, and it didn't go to plan because I made a very vital mistake, and that was using the faceplate and using the worm screw, changing my mind, and ended up having 4 holes running through my piece. So I wasn't particularly too happy about it. So I thought you're back on very quickly. I'm going to get out my trusty 1/2 inch bowl gouge, and we're going to see how we can turn this from a rough piece of dry oak. The moisture content is down to about 12%, and so it's pretty dry, it's pretty brittle. We'll see how we get on with it. So, but if you are new to my woodturning lives, I say I'm a progressive woodturner, and basically everything I produce on this lathe is just a demonstration. But we're going to see how we get on with this. Basically, it is actually mounted by the worm screw, so we'll see how we get on with it today. So we'll crack on. We will crack on. Okay, we've got 16 people in the room already. Welcome everybody. I'm going to say it's but yeah, it's a very dry, very brittle piece of oak. So but yeah, if you are new to my woodturning lives, I say don't forget to support the channel. I say it is free. I'm still sitting in week 9, brand new to YouTube, and most of my content is focused around making decorative, practical stuff on my wood lathe. If you'd like to see how things are made, or you want to join me on this journey, basically, don't forget to support the channel. That is free. Like I said, the piece is actually mounted via a worm screw. So yeah, it's nice and secure there at the moment. So but my first aim really is to get rid of all this bark, and then once we've got rid of the bark, we'll put a tenon on and we'll do a bit of hollowing. I'm not going to turn this into a practical piece. It's more going to be of a decorative piece. So it's something which you can put in your living room, your study, your office, that kind of thing really. And just so it looks nice, I suppose. But yeah, if you enjoy the live, don't forget to drop me a like, and it all helps the channel out massively. So I'm going to crack on. If anybody's got any questions, fire them away into the comments. Hi George, you say welcome to the live. Yeah, fire them into the comments, and basically I'll try and answer as many questions as possible as I do my wood turning. Like I said, this is a beautiful piece of oak. It's got some different colour variations going on already, so I'm quite interested to see how this piece will turn out. I do want to take this tenon down a bit really and resit it, because it's covered in bark and it will end up being very, very brittle and then probably breaking off. So but yes, because I've been wood turning a couple of years, and yeah, everything I produce on this channel is based on what I've learned and what I've demonstrated over the last couple of years. So it's but yeah, I enjoy making practical decorative stuff, and every piece I always try and explain my process, and sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But remember, this is live, so yeah, mistakes do happen sometimes, and when they do happen, I just try to learn from them as much as possible, and try and avoid making the same mistake twice. So if you're interested in following that journey, you can say drop me a subscribe, and if you really enjoy the live, don't forget to drop me a like. Just tidying up at the moment, basically, just tidying this tenon up. I don't really fancy the piece coming off, so I just want to ensure that it's going to sit nicely when I actually mount it to the jaws. My journey so far on YouTube has been quite productive, and I've also received quite a lot of feedback, really productive feedback, and yeah, and as much support as I can get really. It's been really nice of everybody to join in and support my journey really. It's very sunny now here in Wales. It wasn't very sunny this morning, so what I may do basically is I may leave some of this bark on as a bit of a feature. Don't tend to do it on many pieces, because once this becomes very dry, very brittle, it tends to break off. Hi everybody, hi Ray. You say it's yeah, and it's, I think each piece is always different. Some of my favourite types of wood to turn is oak, ash, beech, spalted beech. I think we turned a spalted beech platter very recently, and it turned out pretty, very pretty, should I say, pretty. Yeah, so it's more like a tray rather than a bowl. But I do bowls, I do plates, platters, I do vases, I do fruit bowls. So this is where my journey began as a wood turner. This little thing, this little trinket cup, okay? And this was made by a carbide. So tungsten steel tip, and basically in. And yeah, eventually, and I always keep it. Because it's a reminder. It's always a reminder from where I've come from where I started. And I practice an awful lot. And I've also got some pen blanks, some wooden pen blanks, and so I've also got some acrylics, which should be really interesting to turn. So I'm going to try and turn these into some pens very, very soon. So if you'd like to follow this journey and see how I get on with that kind of process, I've never turned a pen before. So it's going to be a new experience. So if you'd like to see another live, cool. Exactly, RG. Wasn't happy with that last one because I've got holes in the bottom. But I thought I'd just jump into my wood store very, very quickly. And I've just come across this little piece of oak staring at me. And yeah, I was going to try and do something a little bit different. Some spark on as a bit of a feature. See how we get on with it really. I'll make up some CA glue on it. CA glue, people, is contact adhesive, but like super glue. Just and let it soak in, and it'll hold the spark on as much as possible. So, hi Bruno, welcome to my live, buddy. But yeah, as I can say, oak's one of my favourites. I think it's really pretty, really practical. I do turn an awful lot of it on the channel. I turn a lot of beech, ash, sculpted ash, all sorts. But yeah, we're just going to get better and better at wood turning, and just try and improve, try different things, try and make new things, and take it from there really. So we're going to speed up a little bit so I can get some cleaner cuts on this piece. So but yeah, if you do enjoy the live, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It is free. And exactly, RJ. Thank you very much, buddy. Some people find wood turning very therapeutic to watch. Some people just enjoy seeing how I get on, what I can achieve, and some people just like to see if I mess up. But I'll try not to. I'll try not to. But yeah, I was going to say every piece is always different. I don't make two things the same. They're all different. So and that's the joy of wood turning. You know, it's like every piece of wood behaves differently, every single one. So what I'm going to do is just going to unscrew this. Like I said, it is on the worm screw. So, and the worm screw is just exactly what it says on the tin. A screw. And it sits in here. And the reason this is black is because the tannins in oak, basically, and they react with steel. So what I'm going to do is open these jaws back up. A funny little shape, okay, and this is what I'm saying, is going to be more of a decorative piece rather than a practical piece. So what we're going to do is going to get that back in the jaws, make sure it's nice and snug. "200 people in the room. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody." Ooh, I'm not so keen. This is what I was worried about. See? We're going to reset this. And this is one reason why I want to be extremely careful, because, like I said before, I should have really done something about this before taking it off. But always got to ensure this tenon is absolutely rock solid. Okay? Any breakages, anything like that, it's going to come flying off the lathe at speed. So we'll just get that remounted 1 second. And we're going to reset that tenon. Should check it first really, but lucky I checked it before actually going any further. So we're going to take that back down speed. There we are. Okay, so it's back on. It's back on. Always got to be mindful of your safety when wood turning, always. Like I said, it will put you in hospital and it will hurt if it comes off. So, where are we going next? I'm going to change from my 1/2 inch bowl gouge. I did put my other carbide down, wherever it is. In fact, I'll do it with a skew. In fact, no, you won't. We'll just use the carbide. I'm going to take the tenon off, okay, because it's very brittle, very loose, okay. 300 people in the room. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. The live this morning was a little bit slow, but hence why I jumped back on just to try and see if I can make a better piece than I did earlier. Right, so let's get this back down to lower speed. Get it back up to 700 revolutions per minute. 3/8 ball gouge. And blend that back in. For people who are new to my woodturning live, just going to say it's I have tried to make a recess actually, Archie. I didn't do too well with it, to be honest. Yeah, it came flying off. So I do need to definitely practice more on the recess. So yeah, because I was thinking before you mentioned the glue block in the last live. I've never tried the glue block either, so we'll definitely give that a shot. Definitely. Yeah, but for those who are new to my woodturning live, you say I like to explain my process. I like to explain what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. I'm going to use a skew, which I'm going to sharpen up just now. So I'm going to spin you around over here to my messy workshop. And I'm going to take it to my sharpening system so I can sharpen this up. Okay. That's as quick as it takes, okay? Nice and sharp. Back to the piece. There we are, we just put a dovetail on there because my jaws have a dovetail that fits in. Give it a nice snug fit. And hopefully that is much better. So there's no bark and no flaky bits coming off it. So I know for the fact that's going to hold quite nicely. So let's take that off. In fact, put that back in a second. Now what I'm going to do is just going to unscrew it while it's in the jaws, because otherwise it's a bit of a pain to get out. So, sort of got our shape, okay? Like I said, I can leave this on as a feature. And what I'm going to do, take that out. Well, to be mindful with the worm screw in there then, because there's not much of a diameter. I didn't want to come through and make the tenon and hit the base of the worm screw. So made it nice and snug. And we're going to put the tenon now in the jaws. So, and that'll give it a nice snug fit. There we are, perfect. I seem to have more people in the live today, this afternoon, than I did earlier on. So I obviously came on at the wrong time of day. So there we are, that's definitely stuck. So just want to ensure safety is paramount and basically don't want to end up any accidents. So, okay, we're going to stay at 700 revs. I'm going to resharpen my 3/8 ball gouge, which will take me less than 10 seconds, okay? So get that in the jig. Okay, sharp, okay, nice and sharp. So, one reason why I love oak, it's the colour variation. It's because you obviously got the heart of the wood, and then you've got the different kind of grain patterns in it. So it's quite distinctive. You know, it looks like it's full of cracks, but it's not. It's actually just the grain. But we're gonna stay 700 revs. Okay, it's definitely going nowhere now. So hi big man, how you doing? You okay? Okay, so I'm still using the 3/8. I'm just gonna, in fact, that's almost too high. Let's bring that down a tad. There we are. That's better. So I want to be just on centre. I want to go now at least to the bottom of that guide hole. round. There we are. There we are. Got rid of that guide hole. Now I'm just going to work away from it. Okay, it's very, very thin. Okay, very, very thin. Hi there, Mr. I think that's what it says. Some of the bits can come off there. Okay, what I'm going to be mindful of, this is quite brittle. The bark is. It may come off. I think it's going to come off. So, tidy this up here. When it come out, it's going to be like a winged bowl, if that makes sense. So, it's very, very thin. Okay, very, very thin. So, be good for dropping some keys in, something like that, really. Yes, well, natural edge is usually, I did one not long ago. Yes, when you get the bark on the outside, and they say it's, see how we get on with it. We'll see how we get on. It's definitely dry, there's no moisture in there at all. What I'm trying to do is thin this out a little bit, thin this wing out, I suppose. But yeah, if anybody's watching who's interested in woodturning, has never done woodturning before, always go and do your research, you know, possibly get a lesson or speak to a local woodturner in your area. Because there's a lot to learn, a lot to understand really. So yeah, it's all a journey to me. A lot of the mistakes I used to make right at the beginning of my woodturning journey was me rushing, trying to do things too quickly. And it's when I was trying to rush and make those mistakes, or making those mistakes by rushing, it's when I wasn't really paying attention. And that is one thing you really must do for woodturning, is pay attention. If you don't, you're asking for a problem. So we're 25 minutes in. Okay, I just want to tidy this up now. I want to get some very, very, very light cuts. Not so much cutting, but in fact, can I get my bowl scraper? That'd be a very, very sharp in it. Okay. And now when I come in with the bowl scraper, I can just, not so much cut, but scrape these tool marks out. So. Because the piece is so thin, I don't want to end up taking too much material off and end up causing more damage than what it's worth, really. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Bring that saw rest back up. Hello from France, hello from Wales, buddy. Bonjour. Okay. But yeah, if nobody's if anybody's interested in following this journey of mine on YouTube, I was going to say it's brand new to YouTube. Came onto YouTube about 9 weeks ago, and I'm heading for 3,500 subscribers, which has been pretty incredible. And I can't thank you all enough for the support, really. Does mean an awful lot to me. And yeah, and I'd just like to explain what I'm doing, how I'm learning, and how I demonstrate and what I do with my pieces. Not every piece turns out amazing, but most of them teach me a lesson. And I've had pieces come flying off the lathe. I've had pieces crack and break and all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, it's all part of this journey I'm on. All part of this journey. What I'm looking for is my drill driver. Okay. Now, quick look second. It's got really distinctive grain patterns, you see. All these different colours going on. So you'll see this actually pop as soon as I put a finish on it, basically. So just check in. It's a nice little winged bowl, so you can just chuck your keys in it when you come in from the house, or come in from work, whatever. And it's not so much for storing anything large in, because it's not a massive piece. Just unsure this is. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, the edges are quite sharp, so without actually letting it spin. That's better. That's much better. Now the other side. Okay, where are we? 120 grit. Okay. Need to get some 120 grit discs. That's what I need to get. Have I got any over here? I actually do. You legend. That's legend. I thought I'd actually run out, but 120. Okay. And clean this up. And unlock the headstock, get it back to 700 revs. Hi there. I don't want to get my hands too close to the edge of that rim because I know there's bark there and I value my fingers, okay? So it's it's paper thin. Back to this area again here on the wings. Oh, that's lovely and smooth already. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to hit it, hand sand it, but I'm going to hit it with 240 grit, and that will make it baby smooth, baby smooth. So what I'm looking for is a sanding pad. Set my fingers. Protect my fingers. Okay, it's very, very smooth. Very, very smooth. See, I'm not looking for perfection, okay? I want it to look quite rustic, if that makes sense. So it's, yeah, because it's, I think, with anything really, nothing's perfect. But I want to have that kind of like barky, kind of natural look to it really. So when I polish things up really, really cleanly, sometimes they yeah, sometimes people don't even want to pick them up. But okay, I'm going to put my spray pot on. Okay, I'm going to just clean this up. And this time I won't splash it everywhere. So, right, we're going to drop this down to 95 grams. It's already kind of giving me that kind of look, how it's going to turn out once I put the finish on. Ooh, there we are, turn it off. My mistake for using such a big cloth. Right, put that there. Now this will evaporate very, very quickly. Just to clean up any dust before I actually apply a nice finish to it. You can see different colour variations going on already, so really different, very, very different. Different, isn't it? Different. I'm going to dry for 1 second. It'll be drying no time at all. The isopropyl, just a sort of alcohol really, just to clean it up really. It gives me that good, nice look really to see how it's going to turn out before I take it off the lathe. So I'm actually heading for more likes on this one than I had on the first one this morning. So yeah, but anybody who liked the video, thank you very much in advance. It really does mean an awful lot. And yeah, it all helps the channel out. It really does help the channel out. Okay. Because I hit that 3,000 subscriber mark. I never know if people are actually on my live are new to watch or current subscribers. So sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself. But I never know. I never know. a minute. I did have a small lag in here, not full on the room. There were 200 people in the room. Welcome everybody. There we are. There we are. Wow. Okay. Let's get off the lathe and take a closer look. Thank you very much, Glenn. Much appreciated, buddy. Really kind of you, mate. Thank you. Class. Don't tell my kids that. I was going to say it's very small piece, but got like that winged look to it. So see how it slopes up, slopes back up. So it's more of like a natural saucer. Like I said, chuck your keys in it, whatever really. Use it for anything. So, but yeah, one reason why I like working with oak. It's really different from ash and beech. But I love the colour variations going on, the grain patterns that happen. So it's like you get these waves of different colours. You know, it's really distinctive. So I think every piece has got its own characteristics. And if you look at this piece, right, and you look at a piece of oak I made not long ago. See how different they are. Not sure what it says Machino, but yeah, if people want to support my channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I've just hit more likes in my second live than I did this morning in my first one. So, but yeah, like I said, every piece is always different. Every piece is always different. Look at the colour variation, the colour difference, you know. I know this has just been oiled, but in fact, what I'm going to do, just to kind of give you an example, there's a front wire. Let's pull that back in there. Yeah, exactly, RG, exactly. You know, just re-oil this bowl, this oak bowl. See, I was going for that rustic look with this piece. I just saw it staring at me in the wood store, and I thought, definitely want to chuck that on and see how far I get. I did say I'd either be back later or tomorrow. You see the difference in colour variation. Like I said, all pieces are always, every single piece is always different. You know, this is a lot darker. There's more heart of the wood in this. The heart is also the darker, and then you got the cleaner white oak really. But yeah, this is more of a serving bowl. This is more of a throw your keys in it kind of thing. But yeah, it's every piece is. I think it's just depending on kind of how the wood behaves. Sometimes you get a piece of wood and you put it on the lathe and it just doesn't behave. And yeah, and you can, like I had a piece of pine on the lathe. You see the piece of pine, RG, that we turned, came off the lathe, literally at high speed as I was sanding it. I don't tend to turn many softwoods, but the grain pattern of pine always reminds me of ash, because the grain patterns are very similar. It's got that fat kind of grain pattern. I've got a bowl of ash in here. I probably have. Give me 1 second. Just clean that up. Don't like my bowls being tacky. So, but yeah, it's. I think with anything really when I'm wood turning, it's just enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, try new things, try new timber. I've got lots of different things to try in this workshop, from pen blanks to exotic woods, which I will get into, and will get into them. And yeah, it's just about stepping outside my comfort zone. And at the moment, I've only been woodturning for less than 2 years. I think it's one of those things really when doing anything really, it's just start master the things that you get comfortable with, like bowls, and then start trying to step outside. But like I said, much better now, isn't it? I do like this bowl, that's why I kept it. I do like this one. But yeah, they're all kind of like the shapes. There's just everything all kind of differentiate is the word I'm looking for. Differentiate from the other. So, but yeah, I really enjoy the wood turning journey. If anybody wants to follow my journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video. All that helps me out massively, and hopefully you'll see me grow and get better at it. Try different things. Hopefully not make too many mistakes. And but yeah, I was going to say, but yeah, thank you for everybody who's joined my live today. I was going to say it's been well appreciated. Yeah, I've done the same as well. I did a bowl live, which is on my channel, and I used the wrong screws. Did you see that one, RG? And basically the screws I used at the time were, I'm making sure it's closed this time, were called, I know it's backwards, were called ultra screw, okay? And they got ultra stuck. They got ultra stuck. And the problem being I had was I put the faceplate actually onto the piece, and then basically when I actually made the tenon and stuff, and I came to take these screws out of the faceplate, just the heads broke off, okay? Just the heads, and left me with 3 stems, just the stem of the screw actually stuck in the bowl. And believe you me, I tried everything to get them out. I did get them out live, but it was just a problem. It was just one problem after another problem after another problem. So always ensure, never use these things. I thought they were going to be good because they cost me a lot. Yeah, ouch, damn right it was ouch. It's a pain, absolute pain. I had to drill out, I had to part tool out. I had nearly every tool in my workshop trying to remove these screws. I did get them out eventually, but it did take me a while. But yeah, never buy these things. They're rubbish. They're rubbish. So, but yeah, it's just lesson learned. You know, we've all done it where tenons come off, or you've not mounted it completely centre, and next thing your rim is kind of looking perfect on one area, and then you look at it as the bowl's turning, and you look at the other side, and it's as thin as anything. Good indication to say your bowl's not straight, but this one was. So, but yeah, I like the rustic little wing bowl. It's different. It's different. It's I like to try new things and just experience kind of like all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, I still haven't had my cup of tea, by the way, RG. So I just thought I'm gonna jump on like no time like the present kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's been good today. I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it. But if you have enjoyed my live, don't forget to give me a thumbs up thingy. It does help. And hopefully I should be back tomorrow. And what I'm thinking of tomorrow is either turning a bill, may not be live because it cost me enough. And yeah, it's sitting here hiding in its fragile stuff, because I'm gonna possibly pre-record and open it either live or in a pre-record, and you can get a good look at this bill. It's definitely going on the worm screw because of the diameter. But yeah, my first time ever turning a bill. Will be interesting. Don't drop it. And hopefully, yeah, that'll be interesting. So we might even do that one tomorrow. So, but yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you now, and hopefully I shall see you all back on the other side. But thank you for all the likes, the comments, the subscribers, the people who want to support my journey. Like I said, subscribing is free, liking the video is free, and commenting is always well appreciated. But yeah, hope you all have a blessed, happy afternoon, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I was going to say you stay safe, and I was going to say Merry Christmas, but it's not Christmas yet. Not even nowhere near Christmas. So anyway, we shall leave it there. But I hope you like my wing bowl. I hope you like my wing bowl. It's winged. You too as well, David. Merry Christmas, mate. Blessings. Exactly. So, yeah, and then the next one will be Happy New Year. So, but yeah, hopefully it's you'll see me turn to make like a pen soon, which like I showed you all in the last live. These are going to be interesting. So it's definitely worth part of the journey. So always try something else, something new, something different. But yeah, adios, people. Blessings to you all. God bless. Hopefully, I shall see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'm good for my cup of tea. Take care, YouTube.